What's up guys, today I'm going to tell you about the Grab and the FoodPanda. Nowadays, those food delivery companies such as the Grab and FoodPanda are just suckers for money from hawkers in Singapore. Instead of moving forward for all hawkers to unite together to promote Singapore food culture, Grab and Panda are just ripping off those hawkers' hard-earned money for the food they are selling. They are money suckers. They are thus destroying the pure ordinary food culture of Singapore and destroying those hawkers who only want to make their ends meet and to have their life easy to make their traditional, valuable, tasty food for Singaporeans. But what are these two things doing? Destroying the hawker centers and not uniting them. So just only a few days ago, I went to talk to a chicken rice hawker seller about their food delivery service. To my surprise, they told me they have to pay Grab and Panda 30% commission. 30% commission of their earnings. Are you saying that if you sell a plate of chicken rice at $3, you need to pay those outlaws $1 and then you only earn $2 for yourself? Then I said to her, how about your rental cost and the ingredient cost and whatever times you have given to make a plate of chicken rice? If you were to calculate all this, they could only get 50 cents or even less for just preparing a plate of chicken rice for a customer. That doesn't make sense of doing any business, right? And also, how many manpower do you need to make a plate of chicken rice? Do you know it's so difficult to make a plate of chicken rice and it's so troublesome too? We need to boil or roast the whole chicken until it's so tender and so tasty. And before that, we will need to buy a good chicken too, a good whole chicken. And then after finish everything, we must also need to know how to use a chopper to cut the chop. And if we're uncareful, we may accidentally chop our hands. Oof! Anytime we are any insurance coverage. This is the reason why some restaurants are selling the chicken rice even $20. But hawker like them is selling only $3 and the suckers are taking advantage of them. And then not only that, they also need to pay for the packaging, plastic bags, forks and spoon, and don't forget the chili sauce too. As such, by doing all these things, the chicken rice seller could only get less than 50 cents for selling a plate of chicken rice, while those two outlaws could just sit there waiting for money to drop. So that's so pathetic of those hawkers using Grab and Panda who are taking 30% commissions of their earnings. This literally taking advantage of the hawkers outrageously. So if this were to continue in Singapore, the price of the hawker meals would surely rise. And if the price increase, the customers will also need to pay more. So in the end of the day, it will be either the customers or the hawkers have to suffer while Grab and Panda are enjoying sucking money. In this connection, what Grab and Panda are doing is merely destroying the Singapore hawker culture for their own profits. Yes, they may need to pay to those food delivery riders to pick food from hawkers and send to customers. But that doesn't mean that the hawker sellers will be implicated so much. They have to pay 30. The hawker sellers are supposed to sell their food to the customers to enjoy a good value meal, but they shouldn't pay so much for the cost of service and to become slave for those technologies providers. Let me have an example. My mother living in Pasir Ris asking me to help her buy a packet of chicken rice in Bukit Batok. Then I drove my car all the way to Bukit Batok to buy a packet of chicken rice. All the way there, from east to the west. Paid the hawker exactly $3 and then went back to Pasir Ris. Then if I wanted to claim my gasoline and my service, should I ask the chicken rice hawker to pay to me? That would be a no, right? And most what I should do is to claim the money from my mother or find some way to claim from the government. But what Grab and Panda are doing is really horrible, ripping off the hawkers from each meal they are selling. Moreover, they also want the hawker to pay them $10 every month for using their stupid delivery service machine. Just for their own machine, you need to pay $10 every month? That is ridiculous. Every month going to pay $10. Just imagine for 1 year, you already pay $120 for that piece of idiotic machine. And then 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, just imagine how much you can pay for that. That's even more expensive than buy a camera. Come on man, this really too much and this really an extortion. Like what we see in the old movies going around and approach food vendors to extort money. Simply a kind of gangster on the streets in Singapore. Ban Grab, ban Panda. No more Grab, no more Panda. They are really the ripping off suckers. If you like my video, remember to subscribe, like and share. Ciao.